Welcome back to Alchemize Soul. I've been sitting with something for the last few weeks, something that had been gnawing at me, and I know that if you are listening to this, you feel it too. That low-grade hum of anxiety that isn't yours, that static in the air that makes it hard to hear your own thoughts. We are living through something unprecedented, and every time I try to name it, I get caught in the trap of calling it noise or distraction or politics, but that's not specific enough. So today we're going to say the thing that makes people uncomfortable. We're going to look at the algorithm in the mirror. Today's episode, social media is exactly what's wrong with the world right now. And I'm not here to tell you to delete your apps. I'm not here to help you understand why you feel like you're losing your mind. Let's start with a foundational truth. We are soulful beings having a human experience. The word alchemize in our title implies transformation, turning lead into gold. But you cannot transmute anything if you are standing in a fire that isn't yours. Here is what social media has done. It has displaced us. For 200,000 years, the human soul evolved in a village. Your world consisted of about 150 people. Your problems were local. Your grief was held by people who knew your mother's name. Your joy was celebrated by people who could see your face. Social media took that architecture and exploded it. Now your village is 1,500 people, most of whom you don't actually know. But worse than that, your awareness is now global. We were never designed to carry the weight of the entire world's trauma, outrage, and performative perfection in our palms. But that is where we live now. And here is the sickness. We now experience other people's tragedies more intimately than we experience our own lives. You can't go for a walk in the sunshine. You can feel the breeze on your skin, a genuinely beautiful present moment. And yet, if you scroll for 30 seconds and see a video of a war on the other side of the planet, or a viral post shaming a stranger for a minor mistake, your nervous system, it registers that as a threat. We are living in a state of constant low-level moral injury. We are reacting to events that are not happening to us in places we have never been, involving people we have never met. That is not connection. That is a hijacking of our empathy. But let's go deeper, because it's not just that we're overwhelmed by the volume of information. It's that the architecture of the platform is designed to destroy the soul's capacity for nuisance. The soul operates in mystery. The soul understands that you can love someone and be angry with them. The soul understands that growth is messy and slow. Social media operates on a binary: like or dislike, follow or unfollow, with me or against me. In order to survive on these platforms, to grow, to make money, to be seen, we have been forced to flatten ourselves into characters. We are no longer humans having a complex experience. We are brands. We are influencers. We are activists. We are niches. And here is where the spiritual damage occurs. When you turn your identity into content, you can no longer change your mind. If your entire platform is built on being the one who speaks out against X, you cannot privately evolve past that position without risking your livelihood. If your identity is tied to being a fit mom or a digital nomad, you cannot have a day where you fall apart and eat cereal for dinner without feeling like you're betraying your audience. We have traded our becoming for being perceived, and the world is suffering for it. Look around. Look at the polarization. Why can't anyone admit they were wrong anymore? Why can't anyone say, actually, I'm still figuring that out? Because the algorithm punishes uncertainty. The algorithm rewards certitude, outrage in the black and white. If you want to see what's wrong with the world, the lack of grace, the inability to forgive, the cult-like tribalism, don't look at politicians. Look at the incentive structure of the apps they're using. I want to get personal for a minute. Alchemize Soul is about integration. It's about bringing the shadow into the light so we can be whole. Social media is the enemy of integration. Why? Because it forces us into performance. Carl Jung talked about the persona, the mask we wear for the world. In A Healthy Psyche, you put on the mask when you go to work or interact with society, and you take it off at home. You know the difference between your role and yourself. But when you are always performing, when you are curating a highlight reel, drafting a witty caption, or monitoring your story views, the mask fuses to your face. You start to believe that your value is equal to your engagement metrics. You start to believe that if you undocumented it didn't happen. This creates what I call the fractured self. You have a LinkedIn self, an Instagram self, a private self that is exhausted, and a shadow self that you scroll to numb at 2 o'clock in the morning because you're comparing your real life to everyone else's highlight reel. We are the most connected generation in history, yet the rates of loneliness, anxiety, and depression are catastrophic. That is not a coincidence. That is a symptom of spiritual starvation. When you spend 6 hours a day looking at a rectangle, you stop looking at the sky. You stop looking into the eyes of the person across from you. You stop looking inward. And when you stop looking inward, you lose the ability to know what you actually think. You confuse the trending page with your conscience. So what do? We can't just burn it all down. Although some days that feels tempting, we live in this world. Many of us use these tools for work, for community, for reaching people who need to hear our voice. But we have to stop being used by the tool. The alchemist for this moment is re-embodiment. The algorithm, they want you in your head. It wants you disassociated, scrolling, reacting. The soul wants you in your body. If you want to fix what is wrong with the world, you have to start with fixing your relationship for your own attention. I'm going to give you 3 anchors, 3 ways to take back your sovereignty. 1, the pause before you post. Before you hit share on that hot take, that political opinion, or that curated self, pause. Ask yourself, am I sharing this to connect, or am I sharing this to be validated? Am I adding light, or am I adding to the noise? If it costs you your peace to post it, don't post it. 2, curate like your soul depends on it. We talk about curating, our feed for aesthetics, but are you curating for peace? You have permission to unfollow anyone who makes your chest tight. You have permission to mute the news. You are not a bad person for protecting your nervous system. You cannot serve the world if you are dysregulated. 3, reclaim the unrecorded life. That is the hardest one. Do things that no one will ever see. Go for a walk without your phone. Read a book and don't share the quote. Have a beautiful meal and let the memory exist only in the synapse of your brain. Prove to yourself that your life has value, even when it isn't being witnessed. The world, it feels broken right now because we have outsourced our sense of reality to machines designed to addict us. We are anxious because we are trying to process the trauma of 7 billion strangers. We are lonely because we have replaced intimacy with visibility. But here's the truth. You are not broken. Your desire to be seen, to connect, to matter, that is holy. That is your soul reaching out. We just got the wrong tools. So for the next week, I want to challenge you. I want you to experiment. Turn off the notifications. Leave the phone in another room when you sleep. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, did I live my life today, or did I watch other people living theirs? The alchemy begins when we take back our attention. Thank you for listening to Alchemize Soul. If this episode stirs something in you, share it with one person, text them, don't DM them. Actually talk about it. Until next time, stay grounded, stay real, And remember, you are the medicine.